I want to talk to the woman that's been on a GLP-1. They're seeing results, but they're just not seeing results as fast as the other people that they might see online. Because honestly, that has been my experience, and I don't think I see enough people talking about this online. Everyone's talking about, I lost X amount of pounds in 2 weeks, and that's not everyone's reality. This journey has been so much more than just a scale. Like, I wanted to move through life and not always thinking about my body. If you know, you know. Like, if someone was like, hey, sit down right there on the floor, I would have to think, like, damn, if I sit down, like, how hard it's gonna be to get up, or my knee was really hurting, I had to went and got an x-ray, and just walking to the stop sign felt like pain. I felt like basic mobility were things that I was questioning, and when I got to that point, it was like, no, like, this is beyond what the number is saying. Like, you got to make some changes. When I first started my GLP-1 journey, I quit. And I didn't quit because it wasn't working. I quit because I didn't feel like things were moving as fast as I thought they should be. Even though I don't even think I gave it a full like 6 weeks. You start to wonder, like, is this working for me? Should I even keep doing this? Like, what's the point of this? Because you might know someone that lost 5 pounds like their first week, and look at, you didn't even lose anything, and by week 3 you're discouraged and you're quitting, when the reality is, like, you're on the first dose, and a lot of people don't lose. Your body's getting used to the meds, so it's like, what are you expecting? And yes, some of us are losing right in the beginning, but some people really don't. And that's why who I want to talk to, because if you quit before you really give your body the time to see the results, you're never going to get there. I'm so grateful that I decided to give it another try and get back on it, even when the scale isn't moving. The scale wasn't always moving in the direction that I wanted it to, or it wasn't moving as quick as I thought it should be moving. But when I started to not have as much knee pain, when I started to see my clothes fitting differently, and I started to focus on all the little things that I can control versus that number on the scale, that's when I started to see more results. And those 1 or 2 pounds every other week started to add up and get me where I am right now. I have lost 100 pounds in the past. I kept it off for 4 years, and then I gained all the weight back and struggled for years to get it back off. So I know firsthand, losing is wonderful. You need to be proud of yourselves for even losing a certain amount. But being able to keep it off month after month after month, that's a whole nother world. So it's like, it really comes down to how you look at things. You could be upset that you're not where you think you should be, or you can really focus on how far you have gotten and then keep doing the little things that you can control on a daily basis, so that eventually you get to your actual real goal. So yeah, I still got halfway to go, and I've been on this journey for 2 years. So, but I'm here. I haven't quit. So that's what matters, okay? And that's who I'm speaking to. So if you've been on this journey, or you've been on it before and it's just not moving as quick as you think it should move, do not quit. Keep on going. Like, the new year is coming. I know everyone's like, say new year, new me. But listen, I'm probably the same. I think I may be 1 or 2 pounds down since last December. But at the end of the day, I'm still 60 pounds away from my highest start. So you decide what you want to focus on. Because if you let your mind focus on how you should be further along, you're not going to get there. Because your comparison will just mess up the whole journey, okay? We focus on consistency. We focus on the fact that I have been going to Pilates for 2 months on a regular basis, 6 a.m. classes, 7 a.m. classes. I'm going to 3 or 4 times a week, and that is what I really focus on. I went water rafting in Honduras, and just the emotions of the things that we had to do. If it was like 60 plus pounds before, and the way my mobility was, I wouldn't have been able to do that excursion. Those are the things that really keep me going on this journey, because it's a lifelong journey. The results are not always coming as quick as I want, but I'm going to still show up every month and give you guys a little update, okay? Honestly, I know it sounds dramatic, but I'm forever going to be grateful for compound option, because when I started my GLP-1 journey, I started on compound. I remember initially I did get a prescription for my regular doctor, but my insurance didn't cover GLP-1. So I called the pharmacy, and I'm trying to see how much my prescription is. $1,300. I said, a month? It's not an option. So at that point, there's no way I'm gonna get on these GLP ones that everybody's been talking about, because I'm not spending $1,300 a month for medication. Like, unless we about to lose the home at that point. um, and that's when I found out about the compound option. I get my prescription from Mochi Health. I actually just put in my order for this month, and I called them yesterday at 10 p.m. at night because they're open 24 hours. And I had a question about my prescription. I love that accessibility. Like, I don't have to call, at a certain time. Someone always there to answer my questions. I love that. And they ship the meds directly to my home. I'm going to put the code on the bottom. I've looked into a lot of different providers, and Mochi is one of the most affordable. And they do have a membership, but you can do a 1 month membership. But even with Mochi's membership and the medication, it's still more affordable than my other provider. So it's a win-win. And you do have the option to talk to a nutritionist as well as your doctor, and then you get your meds delivered directly to your home. So if you have any questions, I've been on this journey for 2 years. I'm an open book. This is the real life journey on a GLP-1. I know the internet likes to make it seem like people just get on GLP-1s and drop instantly. Like, that's not everybody's life. Even though the scale is not dropping instantly, it has changed my life. Like, my energy, my confidence. I take my shot on a weekly basis. Having a compound pharmacy made it a sustainable long-term thing that I can do. Because if I was paying $1,300 a month, I probably would have done it one time and never went back. And with Mochi, that's not how it is. So any questions you guys have, drop them in the comments. I'm excited for the new year. I am on the 15 milligram, and I feel like I have to be honest. Like, I'm not always doing the things that I need to do. Like, even if I'm eating less, I'm not eating the right of the less things. When I look at the things that I did when I lost 50 pounds initially versus the way that I'm living right now, it's not the same. But it might sound crazy, but I'm just happy that, like, I haven't gained anything. Like, a win is a win, okay? Because I know I'm out there having fun, going traveling, doing all this other stuff. And the fact that I'm able to still maintain where I am now, that is a win. With the new year, I hope to I still got some trips plans, and even between the trips, I need to start doing certain things while I'm home, because I do have a trip planned in January and I have one in March, but that's not an excuse. There's always going to be something. So it's like, okay, even if a trip is a week, what are you doing the other 3 weeks? Can't be out having a drink every other day, because that's not going to help me on my goal. But I love it. I like being out sometimes. Whether I'm going out doing something with my son, going out doing something with my friend, going on a solo date, I like being out. I love to travel, and I love to eat, and I love to drink. And GLP-1 lets me do that. I can't do it the same way that I did it before, but I could definitely do it more now than I could when I first started my journey, if that makes sense. But anyone's on a GLP-1, let me know. Drop your suggestions and comments. Maybe something I need to be doing that I'm not doing. If you have questions, let me know. I want you to know that if your progress is slower, it doesn't mean it's not working. It doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It means that you need to focus on other things. Stop focusing so much on getting on the scale every day, getting on the scale every week. Like, every time you keep a promise to yourself, that makes you want to continue to go. So we can't control what number shows up on that scale, but we can control how much water did I drink today? How many steps did I have? How much protein did I have? Did I take any time to work on my mindset? Like, those are the things that you should be tracking. And every day that you continue to hit your water goal, hit your protein goal, maybe intermittent fast 1 or 2 days and hit that goal, track those things, because those are the things you can control. Get a pair of jeans that are too tight and put them on and take pictures of it and see how that changes over time. Because if you keep hitting those goals, eventually you're going to start to see that scale go down. But when you just focus so much on the scale, it's so easy to get discouraged and feel like this isn't for me, when truthfully it's for you. Focus on the things you can control. Like, I can control, like, my goal is to go to Pilates 3 to 4 times a week. Regardless of what that scale says, I went to Pilates 4 times this week. I was there. I kept my promise to myself. I made my bed. I'm doing certain things, and I'm not going to let the scale not changing make me feel like, oh, this journey's not working. Because let me tell you something, if I stopped that GLP-1 and I just continue to eat the way that I've been eating sometimes, I'm sure I would be gaining. But focusing on taking my treatment, going to Pilates, getting my steps, drinking my water, like, and I'm not perfect. I'm most of the time struggling to get my water, struggling to get my steps, but I'm showing up every day. So that's the difference. You can be extreme and lose all these pounds in a few months, but then you can't keep it up and then you gain it all back. So find something that you feel that you can actually do, and really also focus on your mindset. I know it sounds so cliche, but that's what's going to get you to where you're trying to get to. As long as you're showing up, you are not behind. As long as you're showing up, you didn't fail. Like, just keep going. It's a new year. Make some goals. Don't make them crazy. Make them specific. And make the goals that are not based on, like, don't say, I want to lose 20 pounds. Like, say, I want to work out 3 times a week. Or I want to, or I will get at least 100 grams of protein daily. Like, those are goals that you can control versus that actual 20 pounds, if that makes sense. Let me know. But November made 2 years on this GLP-1 journey, and I'm going to keep showing up. So make sure you click that subscribe button so you can finally see me one day hit Wonderland. We don't know when. I'm not putting no timelines, but I will come back and let you guys know what my goals are for the new year. It's definitely going to have to do with my water, my protein, and my steps. I think I want to pick a number and really commit to moving those amount of steps all through the month of January. I'm not going to do a year. I think let's do monthly goals. So I'll come back before the end of the month and give you my January goals, because sometimes giving a whole goal for the whole year might be a lot. And I want to get back to doing my vision boards. I didn't do a vision board for 2025. I want to do one for 2026. I signed up for a vision board event January 10th, so I'm excited about that. But I want to also make sure when I go to the vision board event that I have some pictures and things that I printed out prior to the event, so I'm more intentional when I get to the event. I don't want to just pick anything out the magazine. I will take some stuff from their magazines, but I want to have like a few pieces that I intentionally thought about prior to the event. Don't forget to click subscribe, like, and ask me any questions that you have.